Okay. Hey. Hey.
Did you start it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hold on one second. I'm Dave. This is Benjamin.
Papa Davy, Rat laughing.
And Benjamin's going to talk about a new character that he's come up with.
Night. I thought I was watching a video about Silver the Hedgehog and thought, what if he's older? Sure. And human.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I can see. And?
Well, I thought of a name for the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's known as Knight or Savagery to some people. His real name is Sylvester Silverman, or some people just call him Silver.
Okay.
I hate that tripod. I hate it.
Don't worry about the tripod. Oh my goodness, the light went out. How did the light just go out?
Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it go out.
Ugh.
Somebody must have stepped on these controls.
I think the thing's just old or something.
It's not that old.
It just means something completely different for electronics, Dad. Humans are more long-lasting creatures.
Something has done something to the wires, I think. Well, we're just going to have to go like we are and continue on.
Okay.
So that should be fine.
We're only like 2 minutes in anyway.
Yeah, and I'll edit the junk out, so no big deal. All right, go ahead. Tell me more about Savagery Knight.
No. Oh, yeah. You see, he's basically immortal, is what he did. It's similar to One for All from My Hero. The power of the champion, so to speak, is passed along.
All right, so he's got a power that's called champion.
It's basically he's the guy who fights evil and other stuff.
Okay.
He inherited from his grandfather, inherited from his grandfather. Yeah.
It doesn't pass down father, son, father, son?
It kind of just us passes down on generations and such.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because the grandfather already lost his son, and then his grandson was the last family he had. He didn't want to see him die too.
Yeah.
It's more of a detail he found out later on in life.
Okay.
Because Silverman's grandfather was one of the oldest men. He still could remember accurately what happened. Because 2,000 years ago was when the problem was getting worse. And where a cruel deity left its territory and started to expand to the rest of the world.
Interesting.
It was just somewhere else for 200 years for a while.
Okay.
And eventually, it would demand and more power, like a conqueror of some kind.
Okay.
Right. Not everyone has details on this ancient deity of destruction, and fire.
Interesting.
Silverman was one of the last people to go around the earth. He saw so many of his comrades die. So when he finally destroyed the monster, what was there to save in the first place? And in a strange fluctuation, as if time bounced on him, in a sense. Because later, he's found by some people.
Okay.
And he's much younger now. it's almost as if his age changed completely
Okay.
because he's still a 65-year-old man deep down. Now, he wasn't immortal for that long. And think of when he wakes up and kind of like the hospital scene after Wolverine gets a crap beat out of him by Sabretooth in the movie. With Wolverine in X-Men Origins.
Okay.
And where they take him to the hospital. He's in the surgeon room, and the guy sees it. And is this a? And basically, is this a joke? This kid's fine. I can barely notice any scars on him. Then he wakes up and he grabs the guy by the throat and says, "Where is he? Where is he?" See, and the guy did. Where am I? Where are my clothes? Was Wireman in this? Where is? He's basically freaking out.
Right.
Yeah, some of his stuff is missing.
Well, if you got flung back, kind of.
It wasn't like Terminator.
Yeah, but if you get flung back as yourself in time and you don't realize that it happened when you wake up and everything's different.
Yeah.
You're freaking out. Because, like, I used to do a traveling job.
Oh, really?
Yes, and so I was in a different hotel room sometimes every other day. And I got so confused when I woke up because I would think, wait a minute, was the door on that side of the room or was it over there? It was over there last night. Or wait a minute, am I at home? Am I still on the road? What is going on?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you wake up disoriented.
Yeah, he was completely freaking out. And then looks in the mirror. And then screams because he was in his 60s. What happened to me? Why am I younger? This doesn't look right. I'm not a teenager. Sure, I'm an old goat.
Funny that he would refer to himself as an old goat.
He was in his 60s. He's at that point, he didn't really have anyone around to really make a crack about his age. And he's still freaking out anyway.
I got it.
But the doctors are trying to calm him down. And he's still freaking out. Yeah, and then some... One grabs something and hits him in the back of the head.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah, knocking him out long enough for them to sedate him.
Okay. So they sedate him and then bring him out of it slowly, kind of?
Yeah.
Get him oriented again to...
Yeah.
So what happened that caused him to get rebounded back to being 19, 20 years old?
He's 14.
Oh, 14. Oh, that's just even worse.
Yeah.
Barely starting puberty. He's got to go through that again.
Yeah. He still has a good build on him, though. And
Yeah.
he basically uses all his powers.
Right.
Whereas one of his best is something Silver was known for, which was telekinesis. He can lift things and throw them on people, but with his mind.
Okay, something we have to talk about.
I'm aware of copyright problems. But
No. I'm not talking about that. I was talking about, the John Wick. You said they were going to redo something or do something to see how they got certain things. It wasn't how John Wick started. It's on TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't remember if it's on Peacock or where that I saw it last night. They did a 3-episode thing on how Winston took over the continent.
Oh, that actually makes sense. They're making... He's trying to explain the Continentals anyway.
Yeah. And
It's
so,
expand the universe.
Right. So it's actually pretty interesting. It was really well done, I thought.
I also am in on your theory that John Wick is the son of Winston.
Oh, I do believe that he's the son of Winston.
But be aware, Dad, it was the black guy. It was the bald black guy that introduced him to the Continentals. So it's not
Yeah,
Winston.
yeah. The
I
bald
forgot what his
black
name.
guy. I can't remember his name either, but he was there before Winston came in,
Yeah.
and so
He's also a nice guy who cares about his customer
Oh,
service.
he cares a lot about what happens to the hotel.
Yeah, especially he says it's a pretty expensive place.
Well, it's supposed to be a very ritzy place. It's supposed to be really good, and you can't get a room there unless you're dealing in those gold coins. If you're a stranger or somebody that doesn't have one of those coins, they tell you that we're all filled up. We haven't got any rooms for you.
Yeah, and then there's the important fact of if you could get in there without a gold coin, it has to be like $1 trillion per person.
One of those gold coins is worth a lot.
Yeah, and they're not technically currency; they're a sign of membership.
Right. And the other thing about them is they are solid gold, and they have
I thought
a
they were just
press.
gold plating.
No, they're solid gold, and the press that
Can
they
we get
use
back
for-
tonight?
Yes,
Like,
please.
no.
Sorry, I was just telling you about that because I was going to forget otherwise.
Oh yeah, you don't really have to tell me. I kind of enjoy that stuff a lot too. And here's where I got the guy with a ball, the black guy does it. There's a comic on it. And you can
Oh,
look
really?
that up online.
Yeah, I'll look it
And
up.
I'm like, comics explain and such. Don't explain everything
Yeah,
to
they
you.
explain as much. Well, they can do it better because they can take a longer time and really explain stuff and show it. Whereas TV and movies generally have 90 minutes
Yeah.
or less in a lot of cases. To where you walk in, you see a movie that lasts only an hour, and you're like, what the crud was that? You know, it doesn't explain stuff.
The point they're trying to make is it's just awesome. So don't question anything.
I had college professors who said, question everything. But as soon as I questioned them, they were mad as hatters.
And that is funny.
All right. So go back to night. Where were we
Yeah.
at on night?
On the story, because he's basically trying to stitch everything together.
Yes.
Because doctors think he might be injured in some way,
Mhm.
but his movements and such are perfectly fine. Even infinitely better than anyone his age. Although they do question how he knows stuff, because it's clear he doesn't know anything about them specifically,
Mhm.
but he does seem to know some interesting details that a 14-year-old wouldn't know.
Was he thrown back in time, or did he just get reversed aged?
It's kind of both.
Oh, okay.
Both, because when you saw the newspaper dates, it was clear he was 2,200 years in the past.
Oh, wow. That would be a big
Where
shock.
long before, or the great evil came. So, after a discharge, she went to find his belongings. So, well, not really. Think about Terminator.
Mhm.
When he first gets out of his weird time travel pod thing.
Mhm.
Because he's essentially walking around without his clothes on, which was easy to do since he didn't have to worry about people questioning if he's a hospital patient.
Yeah, because he was all bulky back then.
He wasn't exactly a really bulky guy. Like, are you referring to
He was just,
Schwarzenegger?
yeah, tons of muscle. Or are
Yeah.
you talking about Kyle Reese's character?
Well, I think Knight is similar, or in a sense, to Kyle Reese.
Mm-hmm.
He's more than the actual Terminator, even though I do like the Terminator more than Kyle. But then again, the Terminator showed a lot more.
I like the Terminator better in Terminator 3.
Yeah, because it's
Then
the
the other
upgraded
two?
aided T800. And Schwarzenegger is essentially playing the same character.
Yes.
They're just different models.
Yes. And he
And
was
different
actually
kinds
did
of
a very good
muscle.
job. Yeah.
So it's strange why they're all referred to as 101, because they're clearly different in appearance.
Okay, so now we've gone off on another tangent.
Sorry.
Sorry. So let's go back to Knight and what's going on with him.
Yeah, he's looking for his stuff. And what's his psychic abilities?
What do you mean his stuff?
His equipment.
Oh.
Because he can sense they're around.
Mm-hmm.
And he just doesn't know where exactly. Which is why he needs to get out of the hospital room.
Mm-hmm.
Easier to find stuff.
Yes, it is.
And then, and eventually, he finds it. Apparently, some weirdo, who assumes to just be some random punk, uncasts it. In actuality, the guy's the son of a big shot nobleman.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't stop him from giving the guy's face and taking his stuff back.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was about to go off on another tangent of something that it reminds me of, but I won't.
I would like to hear that tangent later. Here. But yeah. He beats the guy up pretty bad. Think like how on Terminator 2 when he clout with that one biker guy.
Yeah.
Can Schwarzenegger actually throw someone that easily?
Well, back in the day he could because he was much stronger.
Yeah.
He's way older now. I mean, he still works out and he's still fairly strong, but he's in his 70s.
He's like
75.
Yeah. And surprisingly,
he's not
as
as
age a bit, so he kind of looks like he's in his 50s.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. But he's not as muscly as he used to be.
Really?
Because when he was back then in the 80s, when he was doing stuff
and
did the...
Schwarzenegger said that was his best build ever. It was the greatest build he ever had.
He had to lose 50 pounds of muscle weight to be able to play that part.
Yeah, but remaining. That one was very refined, and he actually liked the barbarian.
Right.
That, because according to him, that was his best build ever, and that he could never recreate that.
Yeah, well, he's just not exercising now to build up muscle and keep his muscles built up and the mass. Because you can exercise different ways.
Some photos and videos about him still working out.
Oh yeah, he does work out.
As hard or to keep up with.
He made
the younger people.
He made friends with Jesse Ventura when Jesse Ventura was on the same movie that he was. Jesse Ventura was in the original Predator movie.
Oh, really?
And Jesse Ventura is a professional wrestler. He also is a former...
We're on another tangent.
Yes, we are. But I was just saying. And how they made friends was because Jesse Ventura was the only one that could keep up with Schwarzenegger and actually outdo him.
Have you seen the guy who played T-1000? He was pretty superhuman himself. I mean, he could actually keep up with that small bike that the actor John Connor had. I mean, he was able to do it so fast as he actually spooked John Connor, the kid who played John Connor, enough that they had to get a stunt double and have him slow down a lot more.
Yeah, but it was a really good... that guy's a great actor, too.
Yeah.
And he's done tons.
And there's no doubt, he's a mind-blowing athlete.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, he's gotten older, too. Just, And so he's played in a lot of different things, but now he's playing older characters.
Really?
Yeah, but he's still in fantastic shape, for a guy who's aging. Like, I could be in better shape if I'd actually work out, but,
I feel most of that's PTSD-induced stress. What? Oh, old people in the military would get that. Right?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. Anything is possible.
Yeah. And a lot of his habits show that Silver, as he states to refer to be called, well, is immensely traumatized. I mean, when a guy was playing the radio, it was getting a little frizzy. See, he was acting like there was a gunfight. It's something he was used to. Because it sounded like those laser blaster cannon things.
Yeah. The VA stopped playing rock music at the Sheridan VA.
Really?
And played country music. Or no, they stopped playing country music. They started playing rock music instead because the country music was always talking about the divorces, getting drunk, getting high, and all kinds of bad things. And it started setting some of the vets off. So they went, no, we're getting rid of this. We're doing over here, and we're doing this.
So what? They're playing Queen?
Yeah, they're playing classic rock.
Mm-hmm.
The last time I was in there, because I asked them about that, I said, it's funny that you're playing, rock music, and some of it was heavy metal. And they said, yeah, the country music is what we used to play, but the vets started going off. So they stopped playing country music.
Yeah. But in all fairness, the radio was just a little frizzy.
Yeah.
See, and he got
scared
to attack someone. He threw his bed to where the sound was coming from.
Yeah.
Guy managed to dove out of the way,
Mm-hmm.
but that was a pretty expensive wall and other stuff he broke.
Oh, I imagine.
Yeah. After that, they kind of had the idea of no radio around where you can hear. Even though it's clear he could hear them tensely. Like Superman.
Mm-hmm.
He can hear nearly everything.
Yeah, that's true. Well, if he pays attention, because he can't just do that while he's distracted.
Meanwhile, Silverman can actually hear a lot of things. It's just that he grew used to hearing more than one thing. But depending on what they're talking about, it's what interests him. Like if it seems top secret, he would listen to it.
Mm.
It's similar to telepathy, but also not.
I get it.
As telepathy for him, just a two-way communication between one person and another person. So it's not like other or telepaths like Kusuo or Anya, who could hear everyone's thoughts rapidly.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't work for them that way. It just doesn't work for him as well as it does others. And he's seen people similar to those he lost. Like one girl went to see him and says, "Hello, I'm going to Satanic." He said, "Son, you're alive." And then she says, "But no, I'm not a guy, I'm a girl."
Oh, that's wrong.
Yeah, because she resembles his adopted son.
Ah. That's weird when that happens.
Yeah, I do say resemble, as in they are relatives.
Okay, I got it.
Yes. And he stares at her comforter, and actually starts talking. Okay. He saying things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like asking what's your favorite food, what's your favorite animal. Well, would you like to come again? I love if you could come again. She was answering these questions and then seemed okay with it. And said you could come and visit for tea. You get 4 or so. And then she leaves and said, "Why did I say any of that?" Because she's weirded out. The guy seemed to act. Well, the doctors state he's usually antisocial, showing dislikes talking to others. Even the counselors, those are hard. They can barely get stuff out of them.
Mm-hmm.
But when he saw her, he actually was more relaxed and comfortable around her.
That happens. Because generally you tend to make friends with people that you feel comfortable around.
Yeah.
And they have to have similarities in them that you notice and recognize.
Yeah.
So it's attributes that you like.
Yeah. It's like that innocence his son had before he died.
Mm.
Right. If you're curious on the extent of people that died around him, about 100 trillion.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. Which is why he was like the last person on Earth.
There's not even 1 trillion people on the Earth.
This is still taking place in the future.
Yeah, I understand.
There'll obviously be a lot more people. Well, as the Lord has stated, that procreation is the most important thing to be done.
Yeah, he needs bodies for all of his children who need to come to Earth.
Yeah.
and that's perfectly all right. Okay, is that everything that you wanted?
Well,
to
everything I
talk
can think of. Wow, it's only 25 minutes.
about? Okay.